Hello and welcome to today's daily education here at Forex.Academy. I'm your host Robert Blackwell and have the pleasure to walk you through today's daily video. Now, please do consult the following disclaimer. There is risk involved when trading the financial markets. And we'll progress with today's webinar content. We will be discussing trading Bitcoin, okay? Trading the cryptocurrency, very famous cryptocurrency. It's not a very technical level, so we'll move across straight towards our JFX trading platform. Now, one thing I would just like to mention is, of course, all your cryptocurrencies are down at the bottom of your market watch on your JFX trading platform. There are but quite a few of them in terms of opportunity to choose from. We'll focus on, of course, Bitcoin USD. So it's rather at a real reflective point in history now. If we zoom out on the price action, we can clearly see why. But there's much more of a structure to trade in terms of where the price action is today. And this is really the main reason why I chose to do the daily educational video on trading Bitcoin today, because this may dictate future price action at the close of today's candlestick being very, very significant indeed. What I'll do is just close off my market watch for the time being, and we'll delve into the price action itself. Of course, we have the very strong long trend over December and November time, causing this market to move up to the $20,000 mark. Okay, just to there. Now we've seen a very large retrace of this market, and this is effectively where we are now. Okay, we see the long-term lows is right at this price here, and we get a level of support just here. So if we were to choose a real level in terms of the historical context of this market, a technical level, we are at this price right now. Okay, you can see the price here with the CFD market, $6,452 to the Bitcoin. Okay, let's zoom out then and we'll actually place the technical analysis support and resistance level as such. So we'll just zoom out on the price action again. We'll use our support level again. It's right at these lows here. We can see we had the spike there early February, just as the markets sort of really moved to the downside. And again, we see it pull back right to these lows. Now, in terms of really analyzing this market in terms of the structure, it seems to want to trade down, and I'll tell you why. Well, if we zoom out on the price action just for now, the first thing we can see really is we have a triangular motion in this market. Okay, we can see long-term levels in the market where effectively the market wants to trade in this descending triangle. And as we zoom in to more relative price action, we can actually see from the way the market is trading that effectively we have a bit of an inflection level here and here. So things are starting to stack up in terms of understanding where this market is going in the short term right to there. So kind of a few worrying points here in terms of this break. If the market is to, and we'll zoom in just to relative price action here. If the market is to close below these levels, well, it will be a really, really technical break in terms of assessing the overall value of the actual asset itself. If we get closes below this, below these lows, and closes confirming the breakout below such low, well, really this can trade anywhere. And this is one of the points I would like to make. We haven't had a lot of volatility in the Bitcoin market, albeit in terms of other asset classes, it does show a lot of volatility in the short term, but comparative to how it was trading over the last 6 months, i.e. this price action here, of course, it hasn't seen the same amount of volatility. So we were looking to see this market really start to settle so that we could trade it intraday. Now we have been able to trade it intraday, and again we'll just zoom in on the price action here. You can see we have some very nice setups, and we've have some ranges. We have, of course, some engulfing candlesticks that would give us some signals to buy, of course, moving from a level of support. And you can see intraday trading would give us some opportunity. Again, we can look for sell positions with the diagonal. So it has been quite a technical market. That leads me to believe that right now, at this point in time, we are now at a perplexing point where we have effectively a descending price channel. Okay, really just like this, the descending price channel moving this market to the downside. Okay, and if it's relative to this channel here, then we have question time on our hands here. What if we get the break of these levels here? Is it to the downside in the medium or long term for the Bitcoin market? And again, I would argue that this is a market that I have seen in relation to other markets that has been dominated by fear and uncertainty, as traders and many other people actually hoarding or buying into the asset itself, or dumping positions when there's a fear or uncertainty entering the market. So we're now at a very, very structural technical point to really spark a catalyst in pricing this asset. Again, let's just zoom out on the technical aspect of the market again. If we consult, guys, that this market traded up around 20,000s here, okay, all the way up from this 2017 trend to the upside, and we've retraced much more than 50% of that the whole way down to 6,500 at such a point. Where is the value in this market? Are we more likely to see this market start to reverse and trade to the upside? Or again, do we look for the technical break? Because if this starts to go, it could trade the whole way down to 3,000, 2,000 again. Now, bear in mind, there's going to be a lot more volatility if we get this technical break. As well, do remain objective if you do believe there is a value in this market, of course, or if you're simply a technical trader and you're looking for that opportunity. I would say zoom in on the technical analysis to observe the early, much smaller price charts. Here we have a 4-hour candlestick. You can see we tried a reversal of this candlestick, and now we have a reversal here right on the level. So let's just see how this trades over the next 4 hours. Again, always trade to how the technical analysis assumes to take form. If we get a candlestick like this, suggesting, of course, that we do get a rejection of the level, of course, a very bullish rejection of the level, and then prices are looking to move to the upside, that might certainly consequent a buy signal at the level, and you could see this market traded back up to 7,000 or again to 9,000 to the last corrective swing high that I would call. I'll zoom out on the price action just to put that into motion there. With the daily price action, we have this real last swing high right at our roughly our 9,000, 10,000 level right across here. So do factor in possible moves to the upside and downside and remain objective to this market. One thing I would like to suggest, if you do prefer the buy option, do make sure your stop losses are in a place in around such levels, because this market could move very quickly if it does see the break to the downside. So we are at a real reflective inflection point trading the Bitcoin market here at these prices. Let's see how this market trades over the coming week. So that brings us to the end of our daily education discussing the Bitcoin market at a very, very technical level. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.